I am a child of divorce. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We're gonna get into that soon, but first of all, hi, I'm Finn. I'm happy to see you here, see you back here. And I just wanted to quickly say that most of the things in this video are gonna be my experience and my opinion, which means that they're basically irrelevant. So you can listen to them if you want to, but you don't have to. You really don't have to. But yeah, this video is about my view on divorce as a child of divorce. It's about what it's like to be in a divorced family, what's it like to grow up like that, how my worldview is different from other people, and shit like that. Well, I know you guys don't care. Let's just start the video. So, I am a child of divorce. I bet most of you aren't really that shocked about this fact, but some of you might be, because you haven't really encountered divorce before. What led me to making this video is when I was talking to someone, and when I said that, oh, my parents are divorced, their face expression turned into, huh. And then a shitload of questions just dropped. Where do you live? How does that work? But wait, when did they get a divorce? Huh? Wait. But how? Wait. So, and as a child of divorce, I've been living like this my whole life. So for me, divorce is the norm. And for some, it's not. For a lot of people, divorce is background noise. It's something that their parents, family, friends got. They got a divorce. For some families, divorce is even like an unspoken thing. It's like banned, it's taboo. They can't separate. Divorce is bad. And I completely disagree. I think divorce is really great, personally, which might seem a bit weird because it has made me suffer a lot in life. I think it's pretty awesome, and we're going to get into the positives and negatives in this video soon. But from my observation, for most people, divorce is this distant humming, which they don't really pay attention to until it crashes on them with a really loud bang. My parents got a divorce when I was 2 years old, which means I have been a child of divorce my whole life. I've never lived in a fully, let's say, classical, conventional family where everyone's together and everyone's happy. I've never had that. And I know that some of you out there are visual learners, so let me just give you a small representation in case you didn't understand how divorce works. We take this family, right? This family, and then we. I hope you understand better now. Once my parents got a divorce, I was doomed. Doomed to be explaining our family dynamics to friends or relatives, teachers, kindergarten teachers, and occasionally even a few strangers. But that's also because my case of divorce is a bit different from other kids. My parents decided to co-parent, which means that I live with both of my parents. I live in two houses. I have 2 bedrooms, 2 beds, 2 closets, everything by twos, basically. And in simple terms, you could also say that I have 2 families. Except that with time, as my parents' relationship eased, because hello, they got a divorce 13 years ago, I'm kind of seeing my family as just one big family who's separated into multiple houses. That's how I'm starting to see it right now, which is very different from most divorce cases, because when you say divorce, what people imagine in their heads is this mother trying to take care of the kids, not able to pay the bills because she's a single mom, and dad is like a deadbeat dad and no one knows where he is. And the issue is that they wouldn't be wrong. Because, let me read you out some statistics. In the US, there are 12.9 million custodial parents, and 79.9% of those are women, which leaves us with roughly 20% of the dad in a divorce being the main caretaker of the kids. So This assumption, although it's not accurate, it isn't also incorrect. So I understand why people get confused because each divorce is different. The impact is different. Depending on the age that the kid is when the parents get divorced, it impacts them completely differently. Very young kids tend to get confused because there's this idea in the kid's mind that if parents can stop loving each other, then they can also stop loving me. So if you're a really young kid, you might struggle to understand if your parents still love you because you kind of quickly learn that love isn't permanent like in other families it is. That you learn that love can pass. Love is not forever, which is a really depressing idea. It's really depressing, but I see both negatives and positives there. It might impact the kid's emotional state negatively. But personally, for me, it just made me understand relationships better with people that they're different. People's relationships with each other are different, and that's okay. I mean, my parents' relationship with each other is different than my friends' parents, and that's fine. And although, sure, there might be some trauma hidden beneath all that, but like, does it really matter? Like, if they would not have gotten the divorce, I probably would not be as funny as I am today. So let's look at the positives. And for example, if the parents get a divorce later in the child's life, so when they're like a teenager, they might struggle with anger issues or substance abuse. But I personally consider that it just depends on how the parents deal with the situation. And also, if the parents don't really talk to the kid about it and they just go like, anyways, you're getting a divorce. The kid's going to be lost and confused, obviously. So the most important thing here is to just talk about it. It's not a scary thing, and it's also not that complicated. It's really not. Kids are way smarter than we give them credit for, and they understand things sometimes way better than adults do because kids are genuine in their feelings. They're going to tell you if they're confused. They're going to tell you if they're lost, if they don't understand. They're going to tell you if they support your decision or if it makes them upset. Talk to the kids. If you're a parent, talk to the kids. And just in general, they're not dumb. They're not stupid, genuinely. I'm just saying, they're really not. Now let's go back to talking about me because, I'm just so selfish and so arrogant. I can't even spend like 5 minutes without mentioning me. Now I want to go through some of the struggles I had to endure as a veteran of divorce. So, although I would say I'm grateful that my parents got a divorce because hell would literally unleash if they would not have gotten that divorce. I'm telling you, it would have been pure suffering. I'm grateful that they did. However, of course, there was a lot of struggles I had to deal with. First of all, belongings. I have basically everything by twos, and things that I don't have by twos, I need to be carrying with me 24/7. So if I accidentally leave my headphones at my dad's house and then I need them at my mom's house, I'm fucked. I'm just fucked. There's nothing else I can do about that. This meant that as a kid, I needed to be thinking 5 steps forward for everything. I needed to be planning, where am I going to take my books? What am I going to wear in 3 days? What am I going to do with my book? What book am I going to read? Do I need to take 2 books with me? 3 books with me? What if my charger is broken? What if I need a charger? Should I take this one there? Should I have 2 chargers? Should I buy another charger? Our charger's expensive. It's kind of like every single day as a kid, I need to be thinking 3 steps forward, always planning which train am I going to take to get home, or should I just walk home depending on the house I'm going to. My back is suffering because I have a divorce backpack, which honestly could be a whole different video. What do I have in my childhood divorce backpack, guys? Because this is a theme that I've noticed, is that kids whose parents are divorced, they're glued to their backpacks. They're glued to their backpacks because you are used to carrying everything you own in one bag. Literally, it's not funny. It's actually insane. One of the factors which really influences children of divorce is the uncertainty of life. So, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, oh my god, what is that title? Says that, I quote, structure helps parents and their kids. Kids feel safe and secure because they know what to expect. Parents feel confident because they know how to respond, and they respond the same way each time. Routines and rules help structure the home and make life more predictable. So kids require regime in life, which is something I didn't have in my life. It was basically a mess. This led to me as a kid desperately searching for structure in other things. How, for example, my room is insanely clean because my life is a mess. So the most I can do is keep all of my belongings, all of my things intact with each other in their places, Nothing's on the floor. Everything is as it goes. I have a plan for the day, which is a bit crazy for some people, but it really helps me in my life. I'm extremely restless if I don't have a plan. I need to be constantly in control of things. So what I'm going to eat for lunch, for dinner, what food am I going to take with me, what clothes am I going to wear, what if I wear that, what if I wear that. I would also say that this is because I'm kind of just that kind of person. I overthink a lot. And here we can start debating if that's just how I am as a person, or if that's the cause of the divorce and of living in two houses, or if that's just some anxiety. I mean, that's really debatable. We can't really pinpoint anything on this. But for me personally, that's how it always is. I need to be controlling things. But I've had conversations with my friends whose parents are divorced, and cases vary. There are some people who really relate to what I'm saying, that they also always need to be having a plan. And there's some kids who I know are struggling a lot with the plan, because they're sitting there and they're like, I'm not sure, where am I going after this? Am I going home? Which home? How am I going home? Am I taking bus, car? Where am I even going? Because there is no structure in their life. So it really makes them suffer. So personally for me, structure, I love it. Big fan. That one thing every single child with divorce dreams of is having the power to teleport, because oh my god, if I could teleport, my issues would cease to exist. I would not have a single issue in my life left. Wait, what if I left my Latvian homework in my mom's house? Can I just teleport it to here right now? That would be so helpful. That would be so helpful right now. I would also occasionally leave the school early to get to the train that takes me to my dad's house, which meant that I would end up doing homework on the train, which also, I mean, it was my choice, but have you ever tried to write Russian cursive on a shaking Soviet train? If you haven't, you don't know. You don't get it. You do not get it. Those were the negative aspects I've had to endure. But what about the positives? It's not all bad. I wouldn't say our family is a functional family by, the conventional description, but I'd like to call us a functional, dysfunctional family. Because we are dysfunctional, but we function. My parents are not fighting. I don't have to see my parents having arguments like a lot of other kids whose parents aren't divorced have to go through. I get to live in a more peaceful environment. I get to have two parents who have a good relationship with each other, rather than have two parents who live together in one house but hate each other, which is often the case. Also, I get to have two Christmases. I get to have two birthdays. I get to have multiple presents. I have two rooms, which means I have genuinely more space for things. I have more space to put my posters up on the walls, because I have way more walls than an average person does in their room. You know what I mean? I'm amazing at packing for trips and vacations because of my divorced kid backpack. If I would need to leave today to fly to France, give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna literally pack so quickly. I'm so efficient at packing. I am never lost. I know exactly where everything is. I know exactly what I need. So that is a skill people have to learn, and I'm literally born with it, okay, guys? And now let's tackle the big question. Is divorce good? And before I say that, I want to remind you that according to American Psychological Association, approximately 40 to 50% of marriages end in divorce. So is it a good thing? I personally vote definitely. It's definitely a good thing. I think people should have the power of who they want to be married to, who they want to be with at any point in their life. I don't think it should be a one-time decision. If you get married very young and you're together for 15 years, your mind will change. That's how life works. And I honestly think it's amazing. I think it's great that we get to fall in love not once, but multiple times. And I'm happy that if we fall out of love, we also get to move on and do it again. It's honestly amazing. It's incredible that we get to do that. I think it's a good thing. I think it has taught me a lot about relationships and how we see the world in general. It's also taught me that the worst thing a family can do is not get a divorce for the kids. This is the worst thing you could possibly ever do in your entire life. You are not only fucking with yourself, but you're also fucking with your kids' lives. Because if you think that you not getting a divorce is going to help your kids, it's not. Kids are sensitive. they feel tension between their parents. They can feel that something is wrong. And the worst thing you can do as a parent is if your kid asks you, "Are you okay?" You can do a, "I'm fine." Bitch, you're not. You are not fine. And the kid can sense it. So if you're really think that this is a healthy family dynamic you should be living in, the answer is no. The answer really is no. And I would also in the end like to say that all divorces are complicated, relationships are complicated, and if they wouldn't be, then they would be painfully boring. So I'm glad that they're complicated. This is just how I see it. You might disagree. You might think that divorce is terrible, that it should never happen. But I don't think so. And that's fine. You might be a kid of divorce who has no structure in their life and hates structure and thinks it's useless. Or you might be a kid of divorce who thinks that divorce has never impacted them in any way. And that's also possible. So yeah, this is just me talking about random shit, which I love to do, by the way. Also, do you see I'm having a microphone here in my hand? Your microphone. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being here. And I love to make videos where I just talk about random bullshit. So, and I'm considering making a series called My Roman Empires because I have so many of those. As we've discovered before, I am obsessive. So I love to, and I'm also very talkative. So that makes me an amazing YouTuber. Okay, bye. I'll see you some other time. Bye bye. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.